viewers. This is Anthony Kirkpatrick with Mock Sticker Enduro. Today we just got a new tire in. You can see it hiding in the back there right now. Anyway, I got these IRC VE33S Gakotas. I've been putting in just a little bit of time on that. I can give you first initial thoughts on that, but I can't really I can't give you a full good review on it yet because I only got maybe an hour on it. But for my first initial thoughts on that tire, I ran it on my trials course and my Enduro cross track, and I like it a lot so far. I have it paired with a Nitro Moose NMS 18305 softy, plushy, whatever you want to call it. I'm really liking that. It's kind of wore in now. It's got about 10 hours, 15 hours on it. I'm using a graphite and silicone mixture for my lube. I've rode it on the road. It's done great. But that's not really why we're really here today. We're going to talk about a new tire I just got today in the mail from 220 Rides, a local company in Spokane, Washington. We're going to talk about my first initial thoughts were my buddy, he runs Shinko 525s. I ran Shinko 525s. My IRC so far is my favorite. Actually, I've been super impressed with it. But I want to test this 220 Ride and see if that's going to work for me for this hard enduro season. So I know it's kind of like a longer intro, but we're going to start talking about the tire. What I like compared to the IRC right now, since it's one of my favorite ones. We're going to kind of compare it to that right across the board. I would say the 525 Cheater and the IRC VE33S right now, it's just so hard to say which one I like the most. It's really hard. I really like the VE33. It's low for me. It's a 110, 18. And if you don't know what that means, the 110 is the width of it. The second number is the height. That height is an aspect ratio, so it's a 110 tall, 110 wide, 18 rim. That compares kind of to the Shinko SX216, the 140/80/18. That's a 112 millimeter height, 140 wide. I really like the wide tires. I was kind of weirded out by a skinnier tire. Rich Larson, I was kind of talking to him about it, and he said it's not a big deal. And I got it, and it's not. Once you put the Moose in, it flattens out really good. That's what I'm finding with this 220 Ride. So let's talk about this 220 Ride right here. Just got it in today. This 220 Ride I just got today. It's a 120, 118. It might be a little tall for me, but we're going to have to see and test it out. The knobs feel pretty close. In height, anyway, they're pretty close to the VE33S. I feel like the 220 Ride one might be a little softer. When I go to pinch the knobs on this, I feel like the 220 Ride's a little bit softer, closer to that 525 Shinko kind of compound. As far as the knob spacing on it, it's a 3-3-3. Where like you got the IRC and the 525, which is a 2-3-2-3. It's got this MX33 type lug right here that the Dunlops use. Supposed to give you a little bit more stabilization, I think, in the corners. I'll have to look up more on that, but I have not noticed a difference between two different types of tires that have that, like the MX53s and like say a Maxxis or something like that doesn't have that. As far as the sides look like they're gonna do pretty good. The spacing looks like it's gonna clean out pretty good in the mud. As far as the sticky compound, I think that's gonna do pretty good in the Pacific Northwest, where we have loam, so we need a little harder compound, but we also have a ton of rocks, so we need a softer compound. So we need kind of like, the reason with the hybrids is so nice is because in the PNW, we have a varying type of terrain on the same trail. You'll have loam, you'll have clay, you'll have rock, you'll have trees, you'll have like the ruts, and stuff like that. So we have a varying type of terrain on the same trail that we'll be doing, where you come up to a trail and you got clay, then you get into 8 inches of loam, and you can't get, with a true gummy tire, you can't get any traction going up in that loam, where you need like a hybrid. So like the Tusk Recon does really good up here. We'll cover that tire in more depth later. The VE33S, I haven't got to test that yet, but I've tested on the rocks, the dirt, the concrete obstacles I have here, the trees, and it hooks up pretty good. Today was really wet and rainy, so I was getting some spinning on some of the logs and stuff I was doing on the cottonwood stuff. So that's that. But as far as this 220 ride, I'm kind of excited to test this out too and see how it is. So I'll still be running the IRC, but I'm trying to see which tire is going to work best for me to put in my my arsenal for this year's racing. And I'm hoping that I can make a decision, or I might just have to buy a whole bunch of different ones and just take them all and swap them out. But I really like this tire so far from my first look at it. I'm looking at it and just by eyeing it, like I said, I'm eyeballing how I want to feel. The first thing I'm going to check is the gummy, because that's what's important to me. I do more of the trials type riding, so I'm going to see how gummy it is. Okay, it feels sticky, and then I can turn the knobs a little bit, but they got some resistance, so rolling over is not going to be a big deal. So I can still do some high speed sections with this. Then I'm going to feel the middle. The middle is like kind of like a normal stickiness, same as the VE33. It's just a little bit gummier in the middle. All right, this is a little bit harder, so I don't think anything's going to stick to that much, so it should clean out pretty good. It's got a 3-3-3 consistent lug pattern. We're gonna have to try that out and see how we like that. I have a feeling that's going to do pretty good, but the spacing on that tire is pretty good. Bigger lugs. These are a little bit smaller, so I feel like that these might cut into the dirt a little bit more and start digging, where I feel like this one might be doing a little bit better on the rocks. Not sure. We'll have to look at that. But overall, I like it. If I'm not associating the size, because it's kind of unfair, they only have 120, 100, 18s. And for the taller guys, this is going to be perfect. But when millimeters matter to me, being only 5'7", it's going to be kind of tough, but we'll see how it is. We're hoping that the Moose will flatten it out and I won't have an issue, because if that's the case, then that'd be pretty cool to run a local company. So we'll just have to see. But so far, I'd say I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. So that'd be like, I don't know, 9 out of 10 so far is what I would say it is. I won't know more till I ride. I would go up or down as I ride, but I'm an Army guy, so I'm a stickler for the smallest things. And I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 or a 4.5 out of 5, and then points will go up and down as we start riding it. But anyway, thanks a lot. This is the 120 118 220 ride Gummy rear tire, and thanks a lot for watching. Like, share, subscribe. This is part 1, and we'll do a 5-part series on this tire. All right, that's what we're gonna do for every tire review. We're gonna start reviewing a lot more tires, and I'm gonna be right there with you trying to figure out which one works best for me. Right now, I'm pretty much set on the Dunlop MX52 front, or 53, whatever this is. What is this? It's a Dunlop, that's for sure. 53F 8100 I'm pretty much set on that tire. It's worked good and everything else so far. I don't really have a desire. I haven't found any flaws in it yet for me that I feel like I need to try something else out. Nitro Moose in the front as well. I don't remember the numbers on that, but rear's a dual beadlock, but Nitro Moose softy on the front for sure. But we're trying these rear tires, trying to get as much traction and grip as we can. This state doesn't have a lot of it. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Keep watching. Tell your buddies to come over here to the channel and take a look. We're gonna be testing these tires. We buy these tires. We don't get any like discounts or anything off of them or anything like that. We're gonna run them and give you 100% true outcome of what we got. We're gonna test it in motocross track. We're gonna test it on the trail. We're gonna test it on the Durocross track. We're going to test in the trials, training obstacles, and then we're going to test it on single track. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy. Bye.